Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good? Welcome to another episode of Live Wire Sports Media. I'm your host, Live Wire itself. We have some new information surrounding the DeWanner Bonner situation when she was, being a free agent. We already know that half of the free starters that played for the Connecticut Sun were free agents. They was not going to be re-signed. They went elsewhere and everything like that. And we already knew that the Indiana Fever brought in DeWanner Bonner as one of their chess pieces to help, spearhead this championship move for the Caitlin Clark, Leah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell this season. But new information came out citing, there was certain teams that were looking to sign DeWanner Bonner as well and hoping to cover her for their chess piece as well. Now, over a week ago, I believe that Alyssa Thomas stated in her press conference that, her and DeWanna Bonner sat down and they both made decisions based on what they wanted to. And I don't think Alyssa Thomas wanted DeWanna Bonner to come to Indy. That's my belief. If you go back and listen to her press conference or when she was talking, you kind of could tell that she was like, hey, I wanted her here. But nevertheless, DeWanna Bonner elected to come to Indiana for a whole lot of reasons. And she wants to win a championship. She wants to be closer to her kids. She didn't want to travel far no more. So I commend DeWanna Bonner for making that decision because honestly, you play with your fiance in Connecticut for the last few seasons, and sometimes it could get stale. Sometimes the work environment of two lovers could complicate things, and then you see how the Connecticut Sun is being run. So there could have been a lot of dissension there. There have been a lot of talks behind the scenes, quote unquote, that DeWanna Bonner, not DeWanna Bonner, Alyssa Thomas could be, a little rough. So that's just speculation. I'm not sitting here and advocating that, but I'm just it's speculation. But nevertheless, so Vishal Murdoch, per The Athletic, stated that the Lynx also explored trading for Alyssa Thomas. Lead sources told The Athletic and look at signing her fiance and former Suns teammate DeWanna Bonner. Phoenix also heavily quoted Bonner, lead sources said, yet the desire to win immediately, among other factors, led Bonner to the Indiana Fever. Now that's a very important statement right there. So DeWanna Bonner looked at the Indiana Fever as a championship-ready team and ready to win now, to win a championship. So in that sense, she probably looked at the Minnesota Lynx. Now, Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner both been on the Olympic team. They really didn't play that much, and Cheryl Reeves was the coach. Now, if they brought both of them in, how would their roles play? Especially when you have Bridget Carlton over there, then you had Alana Smith. Was you going to cut them? Was you going to release them? How would that affect it into, Kayla McBride and Anifisha Collar? You got to think about all of that, the chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Kayla used to having the ball in her hand a little bit more. Fee has the ball in her hand a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Courtney Williams. What were you going to do? You was going to trade Courtney Williams? Most likely you probably would have. You probably would have put Courtney Williams on the trade block. You know what I'm saying? Then if you brought DeWanna Bonner in, say you had a starting, you had Fee, Bride, Thomas, Collier, I mean, um, Fee, McBride, Bonner, and Thomas. Then you probably had one more person just to take up probably Bridget Carlton or somebody else. But then you probably won't have a bench because you probably going to have to give us something. You probably have to give up a trade pick or two, whatever the case might be. But nevertheless, I didn't see that working. And I don't think they would have, I don't know if the team would have been able to get back because depth would have been an issue, So then you look at Phoenix, you know, for what they have signed over there and everything like that with Satu. You still got Khalil Copper over there. You traded away Sophie Cunningham. You traded away Natasha Cloud. Then you Brittany Griner signed somewhere else. DT retired. So the list goes on and on and on. I mean, maybe they would have been able to bring Breonna Jones over there if DeWanner Bonner had came, and then you would have had Thomas, DeWanner Bonner, and Khalil Copper, so forth and so on. So, but nevertheless, she looked at us as the chess piece to winning a championship. She wanted to win now, and the thing about it, that goes to show you who's most valuable right now in the league. Alyssa Thomas, she has injury problems. She's point forward, but she's getting up there too. The Wanda Bonner already know that her time is coming to an end. She wants to win now. She don't want to wait another 2 or 3 years. She wants to strike while the iron's hot. And you got to think about it. You got a young roster is Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark, Leah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell. So why not try to get to a team that's on the uprise and has the potential to make it even further? So here's another article that another piece of the puzzle that I wanted to allude to. So all 5 of last season regular season starters left for the off season and free agents, including 3 who have spent their entire career a collective 23 seasons with the organization, and one of them players, Alyssa Thomas, sought a move to a championship contender, Phoenix, with superior facilities. That's the main reason why Satu and Alyssa Thomas went to there, because of the facilities. How well that going. I mean, it plays a factor. To be honest with you, it does play a factor, but you got to understand how are you building your team. It can't just be about facilities. It's about trying to get to the next level. Then the links also explore trading for Thomas. League sources told The Athletic, and look at signing her fiance and former Suns teammate DeWanna Bonner. Phoenix also heavily courted Bonner. League sources told, yet desire to win immediately was the factor led to her decision. So again, if you look at it, is they wanted to play with Caitlin Clark. And I said this time and time again in other videos. It doesn't matter. Everybody wants to play in Indiana. That's just how it is. Everybody wants to play in Indiana. And you got to look at the fact of the matter is that free agency is going to be even in higher demand in 2026, and more people will want to play, especially if the Indiana Fever makes it to the championship game or win the championship. Team players going to want to be there. Like I said, I don't even know what Satu contract is. Is she signing a 1-year deal? Most likely, Phoenix might try to get her stay a little longer. But if all of them sign a 1-year deal, guess what? It's going to be a whole reshuffling of the board again. Now, I'm going to try to pull up the article for The Athletic real quick and just try to give a little inside here and there real quick. So it just goes to show. They say that well, I ain't about to pay for that subscription just to read the Athletic article. It's all good. But anyway, you get the point. But it just goes to show you, because they say that Chelsea Gray is the best point guard in the league. She's the point guard. Why DeWanner Bonner went over there in Vegas and played with Vegas? Why Alyssa Thomas went to play to Vegas? It speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure Alyssa Thomas, wanted to play with DeWanna Bonner. They both stayed together, but DeWanna Bonner made a decision that based on her wanting to win now, not just going to play because your fiance is on one team and y'all not making it. Y'all probably get put out the playoffs or whatever the case, and y'all might not make the playoffs. Who knows what may happen down the road or into the season? You know what I'm saying? So you don't know how competitive Golden State is going to be. You don't know how competitive the Sparks is going to be. You don't know how competitive the Sky is going to be. You don't know how competitive the Dream is going to be. It's going to be, everybody's going to be competitive. It's just going to be who's going to be the top four teams. Right now, you got New York, the Lynx, and Indiana, and the Aces are the top four teams right now. So Phoenix is nowhere in there because Phoenix has, they still got a lot of work to do because they got Satu and Alyssa Thomas over there and other pieces. It's still, they need work to do. And I just think that Caitlin Clark was the X factor in everything for people to want to come there and play for her. You see with Natasha, oh my gosh, I can't remember, Natasha Howard. You see Sophie Cunningham. You see Jaylen Brown. You see Bree Turner. You see all of these other players that come into the Indiana to want to play. You see Sydney Colston. So it's a lot of factors of why players wanted to come to Indiana. Caitlin Clark is the draw. They're the young team. They have a lot a lot to work with, and they're on the uprise. They made it to the playoffs, so they want to push the team a little bit further. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, DeWanna and Alyssa Thomas played for Cheryl Reeves in the Olympics. You see how that went. And I'm sure they were like, nah, I don't even want to go over there play with them. And then you got to think about it. Indiana Fever about to get a new facility in 2020, between 2026 and 2027. I don't even know what Minnesota got over there. I know what Phoenix has, but I don't know what Minnesota has. But like I said, if you put Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner on that Lynx team, yeah, they will be competitive. They will be, favorite, but at the same time, it's all about depth. And that's something that, you got to contend with. You think about the Liberty, now that Balaji Hamilton is injured, how they going to replace her? You don't know how long she's going to be out. You don't know if she's going to be ready for the start of the season. All of that stuff. So my thing is this here is that DeWanna Bonner made a good choice. She weighed out her options. You can't be mad at her about that. It's just what it is. It's the nature of the game. They see who's the hottest team. And the hottest team right now is the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark. Why wouldn't you want to play with, like Lexi Brown said in that podcast, why wouldn't you want to go play with Caitlin Clark? Why? Why wouldn't you want to? Satu had a chance to say, hey, I want to go to Indy. But she said New York because she's chasing. And now if New York doesn't repeat and Indiana does, what's going to make her change her mind in 2026? Be like, oh, I should have went there. You know what I'm saying? But this is what it is. Because if Phoenix does not make the playoffs, that's going to be a bad look for Satu. It's going to be a bad look for her. And then in 2026, she going to want to come to Indiana because everybody be a free agent in 2026. So they'll be freely to come there where I don't have to give up a whole lot, draft picks and trade players and stuff like that. So Indiana going to have their choice. So like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the DeWanna Bonner situation. I'm glad she came. I'm glad she made the right choice. It just goes to show what team is the team of this year. Who's America's team? It's the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark is the needle mover. And until then, players gonna want to play with her. It's just gonna be that obvious. Old or young, whoever, they gonna want to play with Caitlin Clark. Especially when this team starts the season off, and you're gonna see what's gonna happen and teams gonna be watching. Players go not teams, but players gonna be watching. You know, they're like, dang, I should have had. I'm gonna want to go play with them. You know, everybody gonna be free agent. I want to sign with them. I want to try to win a ring. That's what it's gonna be. Indiana is gonna be the destination for people who want to come play, win a championship. Because again, if Indiana go all the way and win a championship, or they gonna trust me, they're gonna have their pick of a litter of people want to come there to play with them. But again, like, comment, subscribe until the next episode. Live Wire Sports. And I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live Wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.